MrBeast. Everybody knows who he is. He is one of the most accomplished YouTubers, the most subscribed individual YouTuber in the world, a multitude of channels, all the money on YouTube, yet he is not stopping. He is consistently putting more money, more effort, everything into his content. You might be asking, he's literally done it. He's reached the end screen. He's accomplished everything there is to accomplish. Gotten every single award. Why is he still going? How is he so motivated to just keep pushing through? He hasn't burnt out where most YouTubers eventually do. And that brings us to reason number one. Reason number one as to why MrBeast won't quit is because he hasn't actually accomplished his goals. So you might be asking, how has he not accomplished his goal if he's literally done everything there is to do on YouTube? And that's kind of where reason number one lies. MrBeast is like a hamster on a wheel, just running indefinitely. Imagine him on a treadmill with his goal right in front of him. He just keeps running and running, never able to actually achieve his goal. So you might be asking, well, what is his goal then? And that's what we're about to jump into. His goal is fueling him almost infinitively. He will be fueled forever. One of the big differences between MrBeast and all other YouTubers is his mindset around his goal. So what is his goal? This goal he hasn't been able to achieve yet. His goal is literally, quote unquote, make better videos or make the best video. And you might be asking, well, what does that have to do with anything? How's that unachievable? It truly is unachievable. MrBeast has mentioned this in multitudes of interviews. I was gonna add him in, but due to copyright reasons, I can't. But if you Google any MrBeast interview where he's asked, what is his goal? What is his vision? It's literally, make the best videos. Other YouTubers will say things such as, I want to make YouTube my full-time career. I want to make money from what I love, or I want to get 1 million subscribers. There's lots of different variables and goals from other channels, but MrBeast has never changed his response. He has interviews as old as 3 years that I found the exact same response, and interviews as of weeks ago with the exact same response. His mentality around his goal has always been make better videos. So you might be asking, how is this unachievable? And the reason is that you can't make a better video an end goal. You can always improve. You're always able to tweak it or have a better video. It's so subjective that he can't objectively achieve it. The only way I ever see MrBeast stopping is if he were to somehow create the perfect video, which isn't actually something you can fathom. It's not possible. Considering what entertains people is always adapting and it's modifying, it's one thing that he'll just never truly be able to achieve. And that's why he's constantly fueled. Where other YouTubers end up quitting or their motivation ends up fading quite rapidly is once they achieve their goal. They become full-time content creators, they get that gold play button or 1 million subscribers, and after that they're just kind of going off a little bit of motivation because the motivation was getting to those goals, and once they're achieved they soon burn out. And you might be asking, why would they burn out? That's their dream job. And that's the whole reason. Their goal was achieved. The fire is now out and they're burnt out. And this is why you see so many big creators retiring or quitting altogether or taking a step back or super long extended breaks. YouTubers with millions of subscribers not posting for a year at a time. And this is literally because they already achieved what they wanted. They might have all started like MrBeast with good intentions, but soon enough end up finding themselves burnt out because their mindset from the beginning was a tangible goal. And that's one of the key differences. And that's why MrBeast will never quit. That's reason number one. He will literally never quit because he'll never be satisfied. He'll never actually achieve his goal. So he'll always have that constant fuel, that constant fire to get closer and closer to his goal. It'll never happen. Thus, he has unlimited motivation. Reason number two is that big creators are not actually retiring or quitting from being a creator or a YouTuber. They're quitting from running a business. You may be asking, well, what do you mean? What ends up happening, most of these big creators probably originally started YouTube just like MrBeast. They wanted to put their creativity out there, wanted to provide entertainment and value for their audiences. But their massive success actually forced them to become CEOs. They now owned a business where they were basically a network. They were creating videos and had to hire on employees to sustain their massive growth. Their success is kind of their downfall, in that to keep the success going, they had to employ a bunch of workers. So now they're in charge of this business. They're no longer a creator, but a CEO of a business network. And what ends up happening there is that they're no longer creating for entertainment or value. They're creating to please, well, the algorithm. And what I mean by that is that these creators were kind of forced into this box due to their massive success to start running a business where now they don't care about making the best or the most creative content. They care about actually keeping the business afloat. And this isn't due to greed or something that they did intentionally. They were kind of forced down this path. Due to their massive success, they had to actually create teams and networks. What ended up happening is now if their video does poorly, they're not going to be able to pay for their employees. Part of being a businessman is realizing that profits are at the forefront of running the business. So their mentality changed from creating videos they loved and liked and cherished to trying to please an algorithm so that they can run a business afloat, and not due to greed. These YouTubers were doing this simply because they were forced into this box. That's what ends up happening with massive successful YouTubers. It's the end game for most of them. If they're that successful, they're forced on to hire on editors and cameramen and etc. etc. Now they're forced to be profitable. And profit is the first thing in running a business, not creating fun content. You may be asking, well, what does this mean relative to MrBeast? Because obviously, if you realize MrBeast has done basically the same thing. There's a YouTuber, a big inspiration to most, including myself, Matpat, the owner of Game Theory and multiple other channels. So what ended up happening with him, same thing, massive success. He had to hire on a team of employees. Not only did he have to hire on a team of employees, he had to diversify his business to ensure it was profitable, creating a multitude of channels through a diverse selection of topics. He has so many topics within his network that he's in charge of multiple networks. He's very important. He's honestly a genius when it comes to business, because it is very obvious he's running a very successful YouTube channel as well as YouTube channels. He has a variety of channels. And MrBeast, just like Matpat, has done the exact same thing. He hired on employees and now has a multitude of channels. They both have a huge network of channels, and they're both responsible for running these channels. You might be asking, then how come MrBeast hasn't fallen victim to the same mentality of running a business, which leads to a lot of creators burning out? And the reason is that Matpat actually took on the role as a CEO. He has all that business stress. He's trying to provide for everybody. He's trying to make his business successful, which now leads him to want to retire. And a lot of people associate this with him retiring being a creator. And that's just not true. He kind of even hints to that he wants to continue creating, but just in a different way. And what ends up happening to most of YouTubers is exactly that. They're not retiring from being a creator. They're truly retiring from running a business that they were forced into running to be profitable. It's kind of on them now to ensure that all his employees are paid. So he's forced to have the CEO role. You might be asking, MrBeast employs, well, hundreds of people even. He has massive productions. He's done the exact same thing. So why won't he quit? It's besides the point, right? You're thinking, well, this guy is saying Matpat did that, but MrBeast did the exact same thing. And that's where there's a key difference, which is reason number 2. MrBeast won't retire from running a business because he's not running a business. MrBeast, if you actually look at all his interviews, will talk about how he creates videos who are extremely unprofitable. They're deep into the red. He's losing money per video. He's throwing in money into videos that are not profitable. This isn't by accident. He goes into videos and has admittedly said he will create videos knowing they will lose money. And the reason he does this is back to reason number 1, because he's just trying to make the best video possible and is not actually caring about running a successful business. If you think about this logically, MrBeast hasn't been running a business from the beginning. He has been truly just focused on pouring money into making great videos that have landed him success due to talent. There's other famous examples of people running through passion, not as a business lens, like Elon Musk. Elon Musk created Tesla, which was incredibly unprofitable for years, but sheer talent got him through, but he wasn't running it like a business either. And he was just trying to make an electric car to make the world better. And MrBeast was doing the exact same thing. He was just trying to make a video that was the best video he possibly could make, ignoring profitability altogether. And you might be thinking that's crazy. There's no way MrBeast was just doing whatever he wanted and ignoring the money. And the reality is, he truly was, because he's admitted it. He admitted he doesn't care about money. He's willing to spend all the profits, all the money on his next video and end up at zero just so he can create the best video. He lives basically in an apartment right now because he doesn't want to spend money. He doesn't care about flashy clothes. He doesn't care about flashy cars. He's willing to spend it all. He doesn't care about money. I wish I could have shown the clips here of all the interviews where he mentions this, but once more, copyright claims won't let me. But you can look it up for yourself. He admits this time and and time again. He said he would literally be living in a super small house. The only reason that he's even had to move to a nicer community is because he's bombarded by paparazzi and fans. So if you think about it, MrBeast literally has never cared about money, has never ran his channel like a business. Thus, reason number 2 is literally he can't burn out from running a business because he's never ran one. He runs it completely different. He just runs it from pure talent, which has created success, versus a businessman running a profitable business that, well, profits. He's done the opposite. That's reason number 2. He can't burn out from running a business because he's not running one at all. He's just running a channel that he truly loves, how YouTube was intended to be. He does just what he finds fun and creative, and that's literally it. Reason number 3. MrBeast genuinely fell in love with the process of creating videos. This kind of goes back to reason number 1, that he's genuinely trying to make the best video. He loves creating videos. Part of me believes he might even make videos if nobody watched them, and he kind of did for a lot of years. Basically, MrBeast fell in love with the process, not the end goal. Aside from his end goal actually being intangible, most people fall in love with the idea of creating videos so that it can get a lot of views, a lot of subscribers. MrBeast just genuinely fell in love with the process. So reason number 3 is literally fall in love with the process, not the goal. This is kind of from James Clear's book where he talks about systems. MrBeast's system is literally just creating videos. He's outputting videos one after another. And it's not about the subscribers, it's not about the views, it's just creating videos. He fell in love with the process. There's a famous quote by a philosopher. He says, "The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination." What that means is the man who actually loves the process, the system itself, will get to the end goal way faster, or actually get there or further, simply because he loves the process. MrBeast loves creating videos. It's not him loving views or loving subscribers. He loves creating content. And this is a reason we'll see it literally anything that takes effort and self-discipline. You'll see this with people losing weight, for example. Let's say someone's goal is to lose 30 pounds. The thing is, they'll fall in love with the idea of losing 30 pounds. That's the end goal. That's loving the destination. But what ends up happening, if you get someone who actually loves working out, who loves the process, the system, they'll end up losing weight, but their main focus was never to lose weight. It was just loving to work out. This is something important we should all realize when building goals. It's not about the loss of weight. Because imagine if you have this end goal, just like all these YouTubers, to become a full-time creator or to lose 30 pounds of weight in that other example. Let's say you lose those 30 pounds. You'll grind and you'll love working out and that you're losing that weight, then you finally lose it. Everybody sees you as an overnight success. You're this fit guy or gal. And then what ends up happening to a lot of these people months after, they gain the weight back because they didn't fall in love with working out. They just wanted to lose weight. They got there and then they quit working out, or it slowly faded their motivation to continue going to the gym because they achieved their goal. And that's another example, or a short-term example, versus a YouTuber whose goal was to become a full-time creator. They get there. Everybody sees them as an overnight success. They had their dream job now, and then what happens? They kind of burn out, they fade away, and they want to take a step back. So that's reason number 3. You need to fall in love with the process. Don't fall in love with the end goal. Alright, so that was the 3 reasons, and I hope this was a lot of insight for you guys. As a self-help and productivity YouTuber, I thought this was really insightful, seeing all these massive waves of YouTubers kind of retiring, to take a step into explaining how curating your goals in a certain way will lead you to continue those goals indefinitely. I want to take 3 big points of this video and summarize them, and it mentioned that this isn't just applicable to YouTubers. The whole reason I made this video is because it's applicable to any habit or self-discipline you're trying to build. So I'm gonna summarize those 3 bulletin points now. Bulletin point number 1, make sure that your goals aren't something tangible. They shouldn't be achievable. If they're achievable, once you get there, you will burn out and your motivation to continue will fade. For example, don't make your goal, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be an influencer, or I want to lose 50 pounds. Those are all tangible. You can actually get there. Instead, your goal should be something along the lines of, I want to be richer every day. I want to make better videos like MrBeast. I want to live a healthy lifestyle every day, get healthier and more active every single day. Those are untangibles. You can always keep going. You'll be fueled indefinitely. And that's key number 1 as to building discipline and healthy habits. Key takeaway number 2, you need to make sure that if you're really passionate or in love with something, you don't make it a business. And if you do make it a business, you need to go in realizing that you will lose some motivation to it because it's no longer fueled by passion, but monetarily fueled. It's fueled by money. So you need to realize that that motivation will subside unless you do something as drastic as MrBeast or Elon Musk, where you ignore the profitability. But honestly, that's not a great approach either, because you might just end up bankrupt if you ignore the money. It's not a proper way to run a business. But I mean, if you're that passionate and you think your business can succeed aside from running it like a business, go for it, or just have that mentality that you will lose motivation if you focus on it as a business. Key takeaway number 3, you need to fall in love with the process, not the goal. Fall in love with making videos like MrBeast did. Don't fall in love with the idea of being famous or having 1 million subscribers or making money from YouTube, because you'll burn out. You need to fall in love with the actual process. Fall in love with making videos, fall in love with working out. That's how you can truly sustain a goal indefinitely. So that way, you'll actually live a healthy lifestyle, be wealthy, or be famous, because you'll end up achieving the goal if you fall in love with the process. Once more, just like that philosopher said, the man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. And that's the 3 takeaways. Hopefully you guys found this video insightful. Keep in mind, this video was not made to judge anybody who's taken a step back from YouTube. I think that's something very healthy. I'm honestly extremely inspired by a lot of YouTubers who, fortunately, are taking a step back. Matpat, I've been watching you since I was young. You guys are an inspiration for a lot of people out there. I hope that you do have a great retirement, but it was something to help people understand when it comes to productivity and self-discipline. There's a proper way to set yourself up for success. Can help people achieve their goals and continue on working on those goals. Do take this as helpful insight when setting up productivity and healthy habits. If you do ever have any curiosity into self-help or how to set up goals properly, anything to do with productivity, feel free to subscribe. I'm your man. See you guys soon and talk to you later.